if you guys remember correctly,
One rag.
the Eagles did the same thing last year. They picked up some pretty solid free agents.
Right.
Some names. They got some names.
Yeah.
And they jumped out to a 10-1 lead on everybody, in the division. But they ended up how? So my point is, the fact that they're doing this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate into a Super Bowl.
No, but you want to, as a fan, you want to see something like.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys, man. You got your boy B.
Debo.
EJ.
And we here, man, to chop it up about all this cowboy news going on, man. Contract situations going on. Free agency frenzy been going crazy everywhere else, but in Dallas seem like. So, what y'all boys think?
I'm listening to all the frenzy going on and both on social media, on television, and there are a lot of different aspects going around in terms of basically the Cowboys. Their lack of activity. Was it good? Was it bad? There's varying opinions on both sides of it. I was surprised to hear today, hearing some of the analysts talk, that a lot of them defended the Cowboys' lack of activity. When I think about it, you have all the teams in our division basically made moves.
Yep. Real aggressive off the rip.
Yeah, but I mean the most aggressive was the Eagles.
I don't know. Commanders did a lot of moves too now.
Well, they just took all out. They took half our players, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. They did a lot. Dan Quinn pretty much raped us.
True.
Yeah. He hit us in some key spots.
But he probably knew that we couldn't sign everybody back. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and he knew he could pay them a lot. I think they had the most money out of everybody, I think, the whole league.
Yeah, I agree, but
Had a nice little spiel. I just think, I guess what my biggest problem is with us not doing anything in the free agency is all these teams kind of struggle. Not all these teams, excuse me. We struggle with, just doing anything in the offseason. So I don't understand why.
Hey, you can tell I ain't did this in a while. Can I get a re-rack?
You can get a re-rack.
I'm gonna blame that on
one mulligan.
Yeah, but I'm gonna blame that on the cue.
Yeah.
I can't understand why we can't just do something like today. We cut Gallup and Van Der Esch. When we could have did this early in the week, we could have had a little bit of money to spend.
Like, what are you waiting on?
I get it. You got to re-sign players who you think you're going to have to pay later on down the line. But, man, let's wait until we cross that line because things happen.
Facts.
The injuries happen. Things happen. Like, why are we waiting?
Yeah.
Like, teams like the Eagles, man, they ain't waiting on none of that. Like, they go and just go get it. Like,
yeah, man.
But let's freeze right there on for a minute. All right, let's talk about the Eagles because they were more active basically than anybody else in terms of picking up high-valued free agents.
11 corners.
If you guys remember correctly,
One rag.
the Eagles did the same thing last year. They picked up some pretty solid free agents.
right.
Some names. They got some names.
Yeah.
And they jumped out to a 10-1 lead on everybody, in the division. But they ended up how? So my point is the fact that they're doing this
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate into a Super Bowl.
No.
But you wanna, as a fan, you want to see something. Like with us, we've had our 12 game winning seasons, and we're right there, but we don't do the necessary in order to get over that hump or actually help Dak get over that hump. Like a running back would have helped us get, I feel like, where we need to be. I feel like a running back was so heavy in the free agency that we couldn't miss. It didn't really matter which one you picked, but we didn't pick any.
A run game upgrade is a must for sure.
Right.
It still start with a running back and it start that line too. That line going to have to be revamped. And I think they're going to draft, bro. I think that's where the league is going. They let these running backs, man, after 3-4 years, they're throwing them away, bro, no matter what the production is.
But you have special running backs.
You do, but how often they coming, though?
But look, the elephant in the room was Derrick Henry. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody was talking about Derrick Henry. We have a salary cap, and we have some free agents that we still have to sign yet.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Derrick Henry would have signed with the Dallas Cowboys for less than $10 million.
If nobody ever offered it, but we were going to pay no running back $10 million. We would, no.
You just did it, though.
But
For a year, that was a tag.
It don't matter. You did it.
We had another choice.
we
It was
can't.
the best option at the time.
But that was before
And we didn't know.
That was before Dak's $59.5 million kicked in against our salary cap.
That changed a lot.
That changed the ball game right there. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, and I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I'd love to have had Derrick Henry. He just bought a house in Dallas, and according to him, we didn't even call him.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a reason for that. I can't see anybody.
I think they didn't want to take the chance of hitting a guy with no gas left in the tank. Running backs hit that wall and it's invisible. They don't know when it happens. It just drops off the cliff like that. And they want to gamble that. We can't afford that right now. Draft is the best option. You get a cheaper option. You get a fresh legs. It could be a stud.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not
But
disagreeing
it also
with
could not be a stud, and
That's a
we'll be
risk.
stuck with no running game. Then you back in the same predicament, which is your quarterback
Push
throwing
gonna
50
shove.
times a game.
Push
I mean,
go
that's-
get one in the free agent. Somebody sitting at home waiting to get called.
But I mean, that's the
Running back.
gamble you have when you are in a cap situation such as the Cowboys. None of those other teams, I don't know, Philly must be doing it with smoke and mirrors or something.
But,
The 49ers too.
yeah.
Like these teams,
But they do have a lot of guys leave though too.
They do.
Yeah,
But
we
they-
don't follow them like that.
they don't leave. They let them go.
But they have high value guys.
We don't do the same. We try to hold on to
You're right.
players and
Too
like
long. Try to see if he did.
we got
that.
the wrong. Yeah, we got the wrong formula. Like our formula is wrong.
Facts.
Like we just need to do something different.
Mhm.
Like let these players walk. It's okay.
Facts.
It's okay.
And
like
you said, you're right. You should know. You should know, bro.
Right.
When you get a guy in the building, you see him through OTAs, you see him through camp, you
Right.
see him through preseason. You've taught him everything that you feel that he was missing in his game, and if he's still not producing, you got to move on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Saying you guys are right, and to a degree you are, but maybe that's how the Dallas Cowboys are looking at their current players. These are our guys,
I understand that.
I'm gonna be real. We should have never signed Gallup, knowing that he was coming off injury.
I really don't think Gallup is that big a factor.
It
in
was.
terms of
We saved
where we're going.
9.5
I
million.
really don't think Gallup is that big a deal in terms of where we are. We have much bigger fish to fry than Gallup.
No, he didn't.
That's a portion of that, but Gallup is not.
That was a bad
Gallup is
contract.
not the ball game. Gallup is just a quarter of the ball game.
It's just an example of a bad contracts that we continue to do every year. Like we sign bad contracts.
Yeah.
Like these
Well, I mean,
players.
but his contract shouldn't stick out any more than anyone else.
should.
I mean, but from
It should.
Debo's standpoint, he coming off a second ACL tear on a contract year. I understand being faithful to your homegrown drafted guys, man.
I get it. I get
it's
all
business.
what you're saying.
It's
I
business.
understand all the above. I get what you guys are saying, but my point is, he is not that big a piece of the pie that you guys are making him. He's not that big a piece of the pie.
We're not saying that
he's just a small piece.
But he just
of
giving an
pie.
example of a bad contract.
right.
We're not trying to isolate him.
If you want to go through player by player,
we can chop down a whole bunch of guys.
We can chop up.
But that's probably the most glaring part: the dollar value versus production.
Because he's an offensive player,
Facts.
but and they stand out more than you say somebody for defense. But he's just a small piece of the pie.
I get that. I mean, like I said, it's just an example because we even have some offensive linemen too who we've been paying, and then of course they start getting hurt and they ain't playing. So I'm like, well, we need to do something.
I mean, every contract is a gamble, man. It's always
it is, but overall, the NFL contracts need to stop being so ridiculous too. Like the standards that they're setting with these contracts is really killing the league because there's a lot of teams are in predicaments to where these players are having to keep floating around because these teams don't have the cap.
Well, I mean, shoot, mostly, man, a lot of these franchises floating to their own tune nowadays, bro. Like, a lot of these are really independent. Like, they're not doing trends no more. They setting their own. You know, like the Rams, they set a trend. Chiefs definitely setting a trend. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really unorthodox, but it's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, they understand what situation they're in. They know their strengths and their weaknesses.
That's because you got a great quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But they know that, and they treat their such franchise as such.
That man still wouldn't won a Super Bowl.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Without a really a receiving core.
So, I mean, realistically, what do y'all feel that we should do? What do you think we should do with Dak in his situation right now? Do you think we should extend him?
We're kind of handcuffed in terms of what we can do with him right now.
It's limited.
There is not that we know of that we can put our hand on and say feasibly there's a better option right now. But you also have to look at one thing. The Dallas Cowboys don't have a bad team. 3-12-5 finishes in 3 years straight. That's not indicative of a bad team. There are a lot of bad teams out there. There are a lot of not so bad teams out there that didn't live up to that standard. And when you look at that, you can't discount the role of the quarterback in that. When you measure that against what's out there in terms of availability, people are struggling to find good quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find them.
I'm personally not one in favor of trying to feel that out when you got back-to-back 12-5 seasons. You know, you got performance like that. All you looking for is one or two players to put you over the top. You're not trying to remix that cake to see if you can get a different flavor out of it. You're just trying to improve upon the ingredients that's in it.
So how do you distinguish if it's a personnel thing or a coaching thing? How do we know it's not Dak versus this McCarthy?
We don't. But I mean, if we're honest about it, I mean, improvements can be made on both sides.
So where you think the distinction is, sir?
We can distinguish. You got one person who has won a Super Bowl as a coach. You got a quarterback who hasn't.
But that doesn't necessarily
even sniffed it.
Those skills doesn't necessarily transfer to a new team with new personnel. Winning a Super Bowl depends on a whole lot of different factors.
Nah, but your coach played a big part.
But the proof was in the pudding.
Right.
When Dak has been out, what's the record?
Right.
Come on, that's telltale right there. I mean, what else do you need to see? And good teams, we played good teams.
Right.
With Cooper Rush, who we know is minimal.
And he's
a good, safe quarterback. Huh?
He kept it afloat.
He did. You know, he played good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not. You know.
So are we back on that conversation again?
It's glaring. It can't be ignored.
What can't be ignored is his stats. You can't ignore his stats.
Can we agree that stats are not everything?
You can't ignore his record as a starting quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. You don't get 3-12-5 consecutive seasons without a good quarterback.
We're talking about the regular season here, not the playoffs is what we're talking about.
12-5.
That's regular season.
But that's what you're saying. You just
think about Peyton Manning, all the great regular seasons he had until he broke through finally.
Yeah, finally. You just
finally,
said that,
finally. Yeah.
But he had to go through that metamorphosis until he could get to that stage.
Does Dak have that in him? Can he make that step?
That's to be seen.
That's what I'm saying.
are you
We're
willing
at
to
a
give it up?
crossroad. We're at a crossroad. We got to know now.
So what is your suggestion? What do you want to do?
In my honest opinion, based on our situation, let him play that 59 million out, whatever. We got to just do what we do, build
he's
through
gonna
the
do
draft
that
as much as we can. Huh?
He's going to do that regardless.
They can extend him and just save some money, try to get some guys in now, but that means you lock to him.
I'm biting the bullet. I mean, at some point, in this franchise, we're gonna have to bite the bullet. Like, what I mean by biting the bullet is we're gonna have to trade one of these big name cats and get some money off the books.
We ain't done that since Herschel.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what's gonna take. It's gonna have. That's
But
gonna have to happen.
We went through all of these seasons, all these 8-8 seasons, all these 79 seasons, and we're now to the point where we're 12-5. Are you really willing to take that chance to upset
Absolutely.
that and go backwards?
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm the GM right now, if I was Jerry Jones, I would trade Dak right now to the team who would take all that contract.
Yep.
And look at that. Look where you at now.
And get what in return?
I don't give a damn. Yeah, I got $60 million back in return.
Right.
What does that say to you?
So you want
Ashy,
so in other words, you want to trade 12-5 for a possible 8-8 again?
It won't
Because
be
you don't
8-8,
know
I
what
promise.
you're getting.
You can trade up. You got $59 million. You can trade up in the
Trade
draft.
up to get what? Where you gonna get it from?
You can acquire a lot of things.
Where?
I'm
What?
be real
In a
with
free
you.
You
agency
still
market.
gotta have a quarterback.
I'm be real
You
with
get
you.
one.
And
Still
don't
gotta
You
have
be-
a
draft one,
quarterback.
and you got Trey Lance. They've been investing in.
You got Lance.
Trey
and
Lance
then
is where he is
I
for
was
a
just
reason.
I was just talking about this earlier.
What?
When you gotta take a chance and making a move like that, I would go and get Buddy from Washington. He can slang
I was
that
just gonna
field.
say the same thing.
That boy can slang that ball.
I'll say the same thing. Let him sit behind
I'm
Dak
trying to tell you.
for the 1 year. Let him play that thing 59 million.
Right.
I'm gonna just say that.
Man, that's the same thing as Trey Lance. Trey Lance sitting behind
Nah.
Dak right
And
now.
you have two potential star
Right.
quarterbacks. Whoever battled out, you got it, bro.
You said the-
And you got a good
you said-
potential.
You said the key word.
backup.
You keep
Young.
You keep saying the same word, which is the key
Trey
word.
Lance won the starting job for the 49ers.
Potential.
He
But you
won
know
the
what?
starting job.
And he's on our bench now for a reason.
For now, wait
For
this
a
camp.
reason.
Camp's gonna be a different story. I'm
For
telling
a
you.
reason. He's had his chance.
He'll be the talk of the camp. Watch.
He's had his chance.
He'll be the talk of the camp.
Trust me,
Dak gonna get the light gonna be on Dak, especially if they don't extend him. If they don't extend him, the light gonna be on Dak.
They'll be talking about how he's the next Cooper Rush.
No.
Behind Dak.
Man, you gotta
Still
realize.
way higher.
You gotta realize.
Actually, right now, you know what? I put Cooper Rush ahead of him.
Man.
No. I'm gonna be real
But
with you.
what we know about Cooper Rush, I'll put him ahead of
I'm
Trey Lance right now.
I'm be real with
Just
you.
because he's
Seriously.
familiar with
Matter
him.
of
That's
fact,
the only reason.
matter of fact, if they don't get rid of Cooper Rush,
We're getting rid of Cooper Rush.
I will guarantee. I won't guarantee.
He gone.
30
But
years old.
I'm willing to bet that when we come out of training camp, Trey Lance will still be number 3 quarterback.
No.
I'll put some money on that. We put a bottle on
you
that.
not.
We put a bottle on that.
For
Yeah,
one,
we can do that.
I put a bottle on
Bottle
that.
is
Listen,
good.
All right.
for one, you're not gonna pay a backup quarterback like him $5 million guaranteed.
That was Cowboys will.
Guaranteed
That
for a
was
third
Cowboys,
string to
Will.
make $5 million. Man, no, you're not paying that for a
Cowboys.
third
That's a
string
sign
quarterback.
right there.
That's
That
letting
was
you
Cowboys.
know.
If Cooper Rush is still
No.
on the roster, when we get out of training camp, I guarantee you he'll be number 2. And Trey
guarantee he
Lance will be
won't.
number 3.
Cooper Rush will be on the practice squad.
We can get
for
a
the rest-
bottle on that.
Cooper Rush probably on the practice squad for the rest of the
We can
career.
do that.
After
Only way
after-
that happened is Dak
And
get traded.
I see Trey Lance as being that way too. That's my.
We'll see.
You shot.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the lows. You good. Good. What else been going
You
on?
want to shoot again?
Yeah, ain't shot enough.
Oh man.
What do y'all think about the Kendrick pickup?
It makes sense.
I mean, any improvement in linebacker is good to me.
True. You know, it's Zimmer boy.
Any help at linebacker.
That's who he
Good to
let
me.
what you call it go for.
But I don't. To be honest with you, I haven't followed.
No. The other cat who came from Vikings, the other linebacker who was paired with him. They was paired together.
I know you're talking about.
I can't think of it, but we had him last year.
Right, he was a bad boy.
Both of them were good together when they were together.
Yeah,
They
to
did
be
both-
honest with you, I haven't followed his career that much. I don't know that much about him.
He been in Vikings those
All I
times.
know is what I read about him.
Drafted him out of UCLA. He was a top.
Nah,
high recruit.
he was with Chargers.
Eric Kendricks. After
After the
Vikings, they
yeah,
drafted.
he was the
him.
Chargers.
He come from
Yeah,
Chargers.
He was the
Okay.
Chargers after
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't even see that. Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he been in those
He
times.
came to us from the Chargers.
But he get up there too, you know.
Yeah.
He been a good solid, linebacker. Cover skills were iffy, but He's solid,
He's a
man.
good veteran guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the contract of what we paid him.
Not me either.
Yeah, so I don't
But I mean,
know.
it's good to have a veteran there. You can mentor the young guys, man. You can get Overshown and all them boys
One in
up
the
to
corner.
speed. Especially you know what Zimmer expects. So
Right.
yeah, that's a great thing.
Think we got him on a bargain deal for sure.
Oh yeah. Veteran.
Yep.
Friend
in the
joint.
scratch.
What y'all think about Pollard going to the Titans?
Titans getting that money, man. Titans a spot where everybody get paid.
Yeah.
You think about it. Everybody go there to get their
I ain't
paid.
gonna lie, I think
Julio, DeAndre Hopkins,
I think it'll be pretty good out there, man.
DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody get that last little check. And no, Titans ain't in the real market. You know what I'm saying? So, let me get that 10 in the right
I
side.
mean, they jumped on him quick. He was really one of the. Well,
I was really shocked
was
at
he
that.
the first running back off the board? Free agency? I think he was.
Nah, I think it was Swift and all them boys. Swift and somebody else right before him. Oh.
Soon as they said they wasn't bringing Henry back, he got signed.
True, real quick. Yeah, they probably was already talking. Man, Mixon would have been nice.
Yeah.
God, that'd been nice.
Mixon.
He already had his deal. I think he only got like maybe one more year after that, maybe 2 years left in that deal. But he worth it. I like Mixon. I always like Mixon.
Right.
Man.
Strong guy.
Do it
So
all.
have any of y'all
Man.
evaluated the talent running back wise coming out of college?
This is gonna be a sleeper type draft. Yeah, it's not no really heavy hitters like that per se. You got Brooks out of Texas. He's pretty tough. I like him. But we'll
how
be able to
good-
get value. Gonna be in the second,
I
third,
say, how
fourth
good
round.
could he really be? The fact that who you had in front of him the year before that,
Bijan.
Robinson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Texas keeps him some legit running back.
Yeah, but I mean, Robinson was that
He nice.
guy. You know what I'm saying?
He tough.
So I don't really know if I trust somebody coming right behind.
I slick will go get Algier from there. Man, that'll be a nice
Facts.
number 2.
It would be.
Man.
Shoot. What y'all think about the possibility of bringing Zeke back?
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm cool. You know, I've always been a Zeke fan. Zeke, my guy.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
I mean, he didn't look half bad with the Patriots last season.
That was
I
very
feel
solid.
like he got his legs back under him in terms of, production wise. I can really see that. I really think that's why we quiet on running back, because I really don't see us going into the draft and really relying on a guy out the draft not knowing what you're really getting. See what I'm saying? Because if you was doing that, that means you drafting somebody first round, second round to rely on.
Mostly real good backs coming late in the round, bro. Look at Pachuca, what's name?
But what I'm saying is knowing factuals that
you never know. You never know.
you don't know, but I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
you ain't going into the draft.
I mean, I don't care. I'm not gonna draft a running back in the first round unless he Adrian Peterson or something.
I'm not drafting in this draft. I'm not drafting one first or second. Like,
That's cool. I'm good with that.
So
I
that-
said third or fourth round is
because we
preferred.
got other needs.
Yeah.
And like I said too, we got to go. It only makes sense to me they're gonna probably bring Zeke back. I think that's why everything quiet. You ain't heard nobody mention his name.
No, not at all. And I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. And, but I'm good with the draft too, bro. I think we can find.
Well,
a
I mean,
sleeper.
as long as we got Will McClay, I'm
trusting him.
I'm comfortable.
I'm
Yeah,
trusting
still
what he
want-
doing.
I still
we
want-
hit more than he missed.
I still
gonna
want
get
one vet, one good vet
Who
that you
though?
can
Who
rely
else
on.
that you would want?
that I want is gone. Want is gone.
That's what I'm saying.
Take. I guess I'll take Zeke back because we're familiar.
But he not gonna be the number one. All right.
He could be.
Nah, he ain't gonna do
He a
that.
vet, bro.
He a vet, but he don't have the number one production on one.
That takes a lot for you to say that, so he must not be.
Damn, you welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
For you to say that about Zeke.
I mean, he's still good,
Hey,
but he's not great like he used to be.
Truth be told, I'm
Say so.
gonna be honest with you. This is how I feel about it. I'll take Rico Dowdle as in a replacement role with Pollard.
You might sign him back.
Not saying that that's going to be our primary back, but I would take him as a replacement for Pollard. Based on his style.
He still got that durability issue, though, man. He can't stay. He ain't been healthy a whole year yet. I keep him around. I will.
I would trust him to be that back.
I keep him on the practice squad for insurance. If he doesn't get signed by nobody, absolutely.
You would demote him to practice squad.
That's what he's been at most of the time anyway. He only been on the roster 1 year.
Yeah, but he's played all year. He's been a significant part of our offense all year.
Early on.
I thought you were on that bandwagon one time.
Early on, correct.
Nah, halfway through the season, I remember you tooting his horn.
He was nice. Don was nice.
Well, that's the same guy. He didn't change.
Yeah. But again, the line was inconsistent all year. So
well, I mean, if we don't get some replacement on there, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about Tyron Smith? You think he come back?
Who?
Because he ain't got.
Tyron Smith?
Tyron Smith. You think he come back because he ain't got no feelers out there yet?
Nah, he gonna have some feelers.
I'm gonna be real.
He hadn't done that yet. He's out there.
I'm gonna be real with you. He gonna get picked up after the draft. Someone he probably playing hard, but I'm pretty sure people blowing up his phone.
True.
But they not offering him what he want.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, he can't even ask for more than 8 million.
We can afford that.
Yeah, we give him to him as a swing.
That's why I say he's coming back.
But I think he want more than that. So I'm saying, so it's gonna be after the draft by the time he get picked up.
Yeah.
That he gonna play hardball.
That's real. I mean, I understand you're back in your career, man.
Whoever out the draft don't get the lineman that they want, this is probably gonna go and get him.
That's real. There's always injuries that go down training camp, so that's real.
It won't be a bad backup plan.
I was really, I guess, surprised at some of the stuff that I heard on TV today, and some of the people I heard saying it. Like Bart Scott had never been a Cowboys fan
at all
for obvious reasons. Chris Caddy has been quite negative towards the Cowboys for the most part since he left us. Dominique Foxburg, he's been pretty much a Cowboys supporter throughout the years. But today, those first two guys I mentioned, Bart Scott and Chris Caddy, both of them were saying that they understand the Cowboys' position currently and why they're taking it. And what they were saying made a lot of sense. I mean, the Cowboys have stars.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have 3 12-5 records in a row, seasons in a row.
Nothing to sniff at.
They're saying that they also have some people that they have to pay down the line that you can't really afford to lose. So they will call it from that perspective, and we're actually supportive of Jerry Jones being all in. Their definition in terms of interpreting what he said, all in being that we've got our players, and we're going to make a few additions to it, and that be that. And they didn't have a problem with it. I personally don't have a problem with it either. But my point is, I was really surprised that these two people, of all people, had something along those lines, because I expected them to be like, bam, 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 what the hell Jerry doing, that kind of shit, But I was really pleasantly surprised to hear what they had to say. Harry, he was kind of leaning towards the opposite, but he didn't totally go all the way that way. He kind of, when they spoke, he understood. Dominique was, I agree, they're doing the right thing, So those are a couple of perspectives that I was really surprised to hear today, that from people that you don't get that from.
That's true.
So it kind of, in a way, it kind of changed the way my perspective on things somewhat. But I had to listen to when I listened to what they had to say, because it made sense. It was logical. It made sense.
And there's many ways you can look at it and view it, and analyze it. But I just think it comes down to that salary cap, and we're in a tough spot with that Dak contract. That really limits everything. So it just really depends on what they decide to do with that. I mean,
we got a little money now, but you got to be careful how you spend it.
Absolutely, you still got to sign your draft picks.
You got CD out there. You
still
got Micah out there, and Micah looking at what Brian Burns just got, and he gonna want twice that.
They going up. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly think they're gonna wait on Micah. They're gonna do CD.
He need to go to another team and find.
But he's got one more. He's got an extra year to wait, right? Because he had do
picked up his 5th-year option.
2025.
Yeah, and get that option.
So,
what you say, Debo?
They picked up his 5th-year option, so he gets 2 additional years.
Thank goodness gracious.
So
you can't pay everybody at one time.
No.
You can't pay everybody at one time everything.
True.
But again, too,
that's gonna have to take.
I just go back to where I feel like we at some point gonna have to bite a bullet, and I think that gonna be that bullet.
Hey, that might be a necessary bullet, man. You gotta make sacrifices, man, to get to your destination, man. So,
Yeah. So
on that note, man, that's what it is. Yeah. But tune in next time, man. We appreciate y'all joining us. We appreciate you. Love you. Like, subscribe, and comment.
yes, sir. Indeed. We out.
We out.